welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I'm Siddhant, and as continuation to our previous video, today we are going to see another question which was asked in the interview of Razorpay for the role of analytics specialist. So let's jump on to the question. We have two tables. One is the customers table and one is the accounts table. The customers table have customer ID, customer name, and the accounts table have account ID, customer ID, created timestamp, and account type. Now, the question which was asked was, write an output table which gives me the account number values against each customer ID along with the total number of accounts and the type of accounts count. So what it basically means is, first of all, whenever you are asked such kind of a question which is only given in words, always try to ask the interviewer like how the structure would look like. So, like this is a question which was not very well framed. So we would go like what should be the structure of the output. So the structure is something like this. Suppose if the customer ID is 1 and the customer name was Alice, what are the total accounts which they have? So here we can see there are three columns: account number 1, account number 2, account number 3, the total number of accounts which this person have, the type of accounts which was a saving account and its count, and similarly the FD account type and its count. Now there are three important things which we will need to ask the interviewer, which is like how will we know that how many number of accounts relates to each customer. So here we can see that it is already mentioned that as a threshold, one customer can have a maximum of 3 accounts. Similarly, one person, if does not have multiple accounts, it might happen that one customer have 3 accounts. It might also happen that another customer has just 1 account or 2 account. So what in case if we have just 1 account? Should this be blank? Should this be having some values? So we will ask this question as well. And so it was said, if a person does not have a multiple account, mark those rows with hyphen. We should not leave it null. It should be marked with hyphen. And the third case is like so whenever we are seeing our data, like suppose we want to see what is the data in our table. So here we will see that there are different types of account type, but we are seeing that fixed deposit and FD both are present. Now it might have happened that FD and fixed deposit is usually same. So we can cross question on this as well, whether this accounts to the same type of account type or these are completely different. So this was clarified as well that these relates to the same kind, that is the FD type. We can call it FD type for simplicity. So we are clear with the question. Whatever the interviewer asks, always try to question your doubts, whatever doubts you have in order to solve this question, and try to frame an output structure of how something would look like. So now, once we have our output structure ready, we can jump into the coding part. Now, before starting, as I said, always look at the table, the data values which you have. So we will query the entire table which is present. So let's query customer table and accounts table, and this is the output which we get. The customer table has customer ID and customer name, no repeating customers. Similarly, for the account table, we have account ID, customer ID, created timestamp in a timestamp data type, and the type of account. So this is clear. We can also see that the account ID is in varchar type, data type, and it is not an integer. So few things are clear from what we see from the data. Now we know that the structure which we need to make is something like this. How do we approach this? So we can break this up into two CTEs. First is we can bring it up a customer ID level data where we will roll up the account number values together. Similarly, we can create a table 2 in CTE which will give us at a customer ID the total account counts and the type of account counts, both the FD and the savings. And once we have these two CTEs at a customer ID level, we can join it at a from the customer key itself. So using the customer key as a common key, we can join these two tables and get the output in this consolidated thing. So let's try and write this down. Let's create our first CTE. So the first CTE is, let's keep it the name as table T1 with given as, here we will bring these account number values. We will try to bring this. So let's write select customer ID, comma. But before that, how will we know whether a customer's account number is it the first account, is it the second account, is it the third account? So for that, first we will have to rank these accounts windowed on the customer and then give it a rank, and based on that rank we can assign that whether this ID was 1, this ID was 2, or this ID was 3. In simple words, if I take this customer 1, we will create a window on this customer ID. Once the customer ID window is created, each customer ID will have its own window, and then we will order it based on the timestamp. So based on each timestamp in the increasing order, we will get a rank. Suppose here it will get the rank 1, this will get a rank 2, this will get a rank 3, because the first rank will go to the least timestamp, which is 15th January, then it is 2nd March, then it is 10th June. So for that we will be using the window function. So it will be customer ID, comma, row number over partition by customer ID and ordering by created timestamp. Now we can leave it as blank because by default it is always in ascending order, as my account rank from accounts table. Let's just see the output of this. So yes, we can see that the customer 1 has 3 ranks, which was in order 1, 2, 3. Suppose we want to see whether this is in the correct order or not, we can also select the timestamp creation here, and based on that we can see the output. Okay, Mr. Comma. Yep. So for customer 1, 15th got first rank, 2nd March got second rank, and 10th got third rank. And similarly, each one has got a particular rank. Now based on these rank, we will get the account numbers as account number 1, account number 2, account number 3. We will map it accordingly. So account number 1 will get this rank, account ID this will get the second rank, account ID this will get the third rank. Now how will we do that? So we will put it in line select statement, and we will write select customer ID, comma, case when our account rank is equals to 1, then we will use the account ID and as account number 1, and similarly we will write the 3 ranks. Now let's see what is the output. And let's comment these for clean out. Now in the output we can see that we are getting 3 separate rows for each customer ID. That is, if this case statement was true, it went true for the first row, but it went null for the other 2 columns. Similarly, for again when it is repeated for this customer ID only, this went for the second row true, but it was null for the first and third column. Now how do we solve this? So this is happening because, first of all, if you see at the accounts table, so we can see that each customer ID had 3 rows, and because we have taken rank against each and then we have used a case statement, this is taking the values for each of these three rows. Now in order to solve this, what we will do is we will have to aggregate this statement. For that, we will use a max function. And when we will use a max function, we will have to group it on the customer ID. Now let's see how our output looks. Yes. So now all the rows for the customer IDs which was being duplicated along with the nulls has come in a single row because of the aggregation function which we used. So we basically rolled up the values based on customer ID, we grouped it based on customer ID and used a max function which will take the max of all those three values, that is 1001 null null. So it will take the max, that was 1001A for this customer ID, and similarly for both of these columns as well. So that's how our first CTE is ready, which was the first part of the question, which is this. So now when this is ready, this is a simple, the second CTE is straightforward because we just need to count the values. So let's make our second CTE. We'll give a comma, let's keep it T2 as select customer ID, comma, count distinct account ID as total accounts, comma. Now here we will use a case statement where we'll keep as sum case when our type of account is in savings, then 1, else 0, and as our savings account count. And similarly we will create it for fixed deposit. And give this the name as FD account count. From our accounts table, group it on the customer ID. Now let's see how our table T2 looks like. Yes, so we are getting at a customer ID level the total accounts number, the saving account out of those total, and the FD account, fixed deposit account, out of those number. Now once we have these two CTs ready, we just need to join it on the customer ID. So let's try and do that and only bring the important columns. Now the important columns which was required was customer ID and customer name. So it might have happened that one customer has just one account as well. So we will have to keep the base as our customers table and then left join these two CTEs tables on that. So let's keep the base table as customers table, alias it as CT, and select CT dot star which have both the columns, comma, left join the first table which is T1 on CT dot customer ID is equals to T1 dot customer ID. Pick up the important columns from T1, that is T1 dot account number 1, comma, T1 dot account number 2, comma, T1 dot account number 3. Then another left join of the last column, last table, same IDs, that is CT dot customer ID is equals to T2 dot customer ID. Now what we need from T2, that is T2 dot total accounts, T2 dot savings account count and T2 dot FD account count. Group it on 1 comma 2. Now there is still one point left. Let's see what that point is. Let's run this. T1 dot account number 1 must appear. Let's comment for group by for now. Yeah. So we are getting customer ID, customer name, the account numbers, the total savings, total accounts, savings accounts and FD account. Now what we are seeing here is blanks, and it was rightly mentioned in the question that the blanks need to be replaced with hyphen. Now what we can use here is we will use the coalesce function to replace the blanks or nulls with the hyphen. So coalesce function is similar to if null in MySQL. This is PostgreSQL, so we can just use the coalesce function. You can also use if null or NVL if you are using Redshift SQL. All of them will work here. If it is null, it will replace it with the hyphen value. So we will replace this with this, and let's copy it down and change the numbers. Now that's obvious that the account number will never have a blank account, but account 2 and 3 might have a blank account. So yeah, now we can see we are having the hyphen values in this place, and this gives us the structured output which was required in the question. So this is how we use all these rankings, the pivoting, the aggregation of the columns, and finally joining it all, the common IDs. So this is another mid-level question which is asked quite a lot of times in interviews of many companies. So make sure that you go through different pivot methods and different methods on how we can solve such ranking things as well. And always ask questions to your interviewer whenever you are given a SQL question, wherever you have a doubt, so that you can first structure your approach and only then start and write the code. Not any time, do not jump directly onto coding part. Always structure first, tell the approach to the interviewer so that they know what you're trying to do, and then write down the code. So yeah, that's all in today's video, and I hope you guys have liked it. We'll continue this in the next part. Thank you everyone. Please do subscribe and like if you like this video. Thank you.